A very good luck High Five Monday to all of you out there in YouTube land, and today we are looking at Cosmic Run from Dr. Finn's Games, who, as it turns out, is of no relation to a Jane Seymour TV show from the 90s, much to my chagrin. Cosmic Run was billed to me as Can't Stop in Space, and being a huge fan of that title, I decided to give this one a look. Does it hold up to the comparison? Let's look inside and find out. The cover has some perfectly reasonable generic sci-fi art, and this is going to be what sets the tone for most of the art and components in the game. They're all just fine. First up, we have the Cosmic Run rulebook, which is actually really good. The paper is a nice linen finish, and there are lots and lots of examples of gameplay that make everything crystal clear. Past that, there's the game board, replete with the differing planet tracks, a score tracker for all planets along the outside edge, and more of the perfectly reasonable art. Now, inside the box is just this generic white cardboard channel. And while there are bags for almost everything, including both sizes of cards, there's just a lot of wasted space here. Now, normally I'd throw someone out an airlock for giving me almost enough bags for the whole game, but these wooden blocks with the silkscreen ships on them stay in place just fine with everything else cramped on top of them, so okay. Let's sail right on past this stuff and see what it looks like on the table. Depending on player count, each person is going to start with their ships at differing points along each of the planet tracks. The first thing that happens in a turn is you're going to reveal the top card of the meteor deck. And starting at the top of that card, you're going to place one meteor token on the planet identified, if it hasn't already been discovered / shielded or destroyed. In this case, the one planet is showing, so it already has a one meteor on it. I'll flip the token over to the other side. If it has, then you move on to the next planet down on the card. If none of them can take another meteor, then nothing happens. Each planet can take 3 meteor strikes before it's destroyed, so you'll want to save it before then. Then you roll all the dice. Now every time you roll, you have to assign at least one die somewhere. In this case, I've rolled 3 3s, a 5, and a 6, and I'm going to choose between the planets and assigning dice to aliens or my own crystal card. I don't have to have what the planets are asking for in order to assign my dice there. I can just park them there and hope that I get what I want on a later roll. I can roll these dice as many times as I want, keeping in mind that every time I do, I have to assign at least one die somewhere. Once I'm done rolling, I move my ships on the tracks assigned and then pass the dice. Easy, right? It is, but there's definitely a press your luck element at play here, but it's more Yahtzee than Can't Stop. In this example, I would take my 3 3s and place them on planet 3 since it needs 3 of a kind, and then re-roll all these dice. While Yahtzee technically limits you to 3 rolls, Can't Stop has no upper limit on rolls. You could, in theory, roll until you win the game. In fact, I've done it. It was awesome. My girlfriend from Canada saw it. You don't know her. That can't happen here, as you must assign a die every time you roll, so you're limited to, at the most, 5 rolls. However, contributing to the benefit of your rolls here are the crystals that you get starting your game, and you can also earn by placing your dice there, and aliens. The aliens will not only grant you powers that you can use throughout the game, but can also be turned in to the police, to a Mrs. Lovett situation, wherein the most diversity amongst your turn-in will give you a lot of points. In this case, the first person to turn in one alien of all 5 colors gets 15. The crystals allow you to directly influence the dice themselves. 1 crystal allowing you to re-roll up to 2 dice, 2 crystals allowing you to re-roll up to 5, and more and more and more. The more crystals you spend, the more influence you get to have on your dice. Finally, whenever you score or shield a planet, by reaching the end of the track, everyone else on the track is going to earn points based on their location. So it takes away from some of the bad feels from narrowly missing out on a planet, only to have your rival steal it away on the very next turn. The majority of your points are going to come from info-deer tokens, and just hang on one second. I get that sci-fi is a weird genre, and it's not exactly easy to purchase rights to an established IP, so sometimes you have to make your own. In this case, the majority of what was created works well for flavor purposes, but I do not know what info-deer tokens are, what they represent, or even what info-deer is a portmanteau of. I do know that it's now cool to end your sentences with prepositions. Overall, you're earning points by progressing down the tracks towards shielding your planets and picking up info-deer tokens on the way, saving aliens from the meteor strikes so that they repay you by allowing you to save more of their alien brethren. But These tokens. Maybe some kind of scientific advancement that no one knows about? See, I did it again. While comparisons to Can't Stop are somewhat unavoidable due to the press your luck aspect with dice, they should pretty much end there for reasons already mentioned. While I generally like Cosmic Run's gameplay, the table presence is enough to give me just the slightest pause. If what you've seen so far looks like your thing though, I'd definitely grab this title. Let's run down the checklist and see if anything else pops up. In the box, rulebook clear with non-gender pronouns. The rulebook in this game is abundantly clear regarding gameplay, providing several scoring examples, and even has an index of the aliens and their abilities towards the back. Gameplay examples throughout use they and their, while some specific player turns use she. Green check. Iconography clear. The Infodeer shield token spaces are large enough to be seen, but the idea of using a shield for those tokens is unclear to me personally. It's consistent throughout that points are shields though, so I'll let it go like Elsa. The alien cards have very clear intent, so overall, this point earns another green check. Packaging well done. There are plenty of baggies for everything here, but the inside of the box is just a channel with the insert. Not a great storage solution. Still, that channel is wide enough to house everything, including sleeved cards. Everything fits nicely back into the box after playing, so it's good enough for a green check. On the table. Good representation. The players are represented by chunky wooden ships, and the aliens have plenty of variety across all the cards. Well done here. Component quality. Fair. While not bad, the components don't stand out in any way, and the ship blocks I just straight up do not understand. The dice are boring, and the art is just okay. Yellow circle. Replay value. Medium to high. The random nature of the dice is going to make each game markedly different from the last, so it'll feel different enough every time it gets to the table. If you feel like Yahtzee has replay value, that's basically what you're looking at here. Fun to lose. Actually, yes. While the score is tracked the entire time and visible to all players, if you're losing early, it generally means you're playing the long game and you know what you're doing. Generally. That being said, this does rely pretty heavily on throwing dice, so you'll want to keep the random nature of the game in mind when you're feeling super salty about losing. Overall, Cosmic Run does a decent job of replacing other dice throwers in your collection, and for those of us who enjoy lighter fare between other games, it's worth a shelf spot. If you're turned off by dice games, why have you watched this far? There's plenty of other videos for you to watch. As always, I'm Nicholas with Good Luck High Five, reminding you to help protect the game population. Always sleeve your cards. Hey everyone, if you enjoyed that video, please hit that sub button and check out all of our other offerings at goodluckhighfive.com. And please consider becoming a patron of the channel at patreon.com/GLHFmagic and help us keep making reviews, videos, and podcasts for as little as $5 a month. We're also always looking for new games to review, so if you make games or you know a company who does and wants to have their game reviewed on Good Luck High Five, please reach out to us at glhf@goodluckhighfive.com and we'd be happy to take a look. You can follow me, Captain N the Game Master, on Twitter and Instagram at CaptainNGM, and follow the channel at GLHF Magic. Remember, please shop at your local game store whenever possible. Until next time, I'm Nicholas, and good luck, high five.